Hey guys, my name is Morgan and welcome to today's video. Today is going to be simple, following me around the garden. I've got a bunch of things to do, got to cut the grass, I've got some seeds to start. It's just going to be probably a nice long video just about some garden chores, just a few things I need to do around the garden. Starting off with the broccoli bed over here, I just need to take this down. I had like this shade cloth going over just to protect it from the sun, but we are going into fall now here in South Africa, so I can take this down. The sun is not going to be that bad anymore, so all I'm going to do is come along and cut these things off. There we go, and this one. Now that that is packed away and all sorted, the next thing I want to do is actually start some seeds. I have here some cauliflower and some onion seeds, and something really cool that I want to show you guys is this right here. So this is like a seed starting tray, and it holds 200, well, it has 200 cells, so it can potentially hold 200 seedlings. So what I'm going to do is plant a row of 10 with the cauliflower, and then I'm going to fill the rest with some onions. Alright, so here at the little seedling starting bench that I've made, I just wanted to quickly mention something. The medium that I used to plant my previous seeds, the seeds that I have here next to me, I used a 50-50 ratio of corner compost that I have in the corner of the garden there, and some local topsoil that I mixed together, and I used that. And after using it for a while, the plants are doing well, but I'm just not happy with the quality of the soil. The soil seems to, or the medium that I have them growing in, it seems to go really hard if I don't keep it moist properly. Like if the top layer dries out just a little bit, then it starts going really hard, and the longer I wait, just now I miss a day of watering for whatever reason, and the thing starts to get like extremely hard, then the poor plant's going to battle and stuff like that. So I just decided to get a bag of potting soil, and I'm going to be using this with a little bit of my granular fertilizer. It's basically like little pellets of fertilizer and stuff like that. So I'm just going to break them up and sprinkle it in. So I'm going to put a layer of this down. I'm going to put a little bit of the fertilizer, and then my seeds, my onions and some cauliflower, and then I'm going to top it up with a little bit more of the potting soil, and then I'll give them a good water and they'll be all fine. So there's not going to be any topsoil and all kinds of like big pieces of twigs and leaves and stuff like that, like what I had in the previous cells. The plants are still growing fine, but I'm just wanting to be a little bit careful because I don't want to have any seedlings that are underperforming because of something that I could have fixed earlier in the life of the plant. So I'm going to use a little bit of the potting soil, some fertilizer, so let's get this done. So this is my fertilizer that I use, and you can actually see that it almost looks like animal feed. It's like little pellets like this, and then I can just break it up, and then it kind of makes like I can break it up nice and fine. You can see it just. So yeah, that's the fertilizer that I use, and I actually want to show you guys something quickly. Here's two examples of some broccoli that I've got going on, and I hope you'll be able to see this. I'll just show them individually by the camera. So these ones on my left, your right, they were planted before these ones. These ones had fertilizer in the medium that they planted in. These ones did not. So there's a very big difference between the size and the health and the size of the leaves and the general quality of the plant. It is absolutely insane to see how well the fertilizer actually helps and works. So again, this was planted before this, and these ones have absolutely shot up. They're like 5 times the size. So yeah, definitely very happy with the fertilizer that I have, and definitely going to be adding it with these ones as well. another quick example. This is some sweet basil, same situation. This was planted before. This one has fertilizer, this one does not. You can clearly see the size difference. Yeah, I'm very happy with how this looks. It's very light, very fluffy, and it's very dark as well. That's a very good thing. If your soil is dark, there's a lot of natural decomposing matter in there. So if you go to the beach and you look at the sand there, it's just broken stones. That's why it looks so light and there's not really much nutrients in there. So if your soil is nice and dark, if the soil is nice and dark, then you can tell that it is very healthy and it has a lot of micro and macronutrients that the plant is going to need. So I'm going to quickly fill this up and sprinkle in our fertilizer on the top, and then we'll get to planting some seeds. So I've got it all filled with our potting soil, and what I'm going to do is come along with some of my granular fertilizer and just sprinkle in basically 1 pellet per cell that we have. So I might even just break them up. They seem a little bit hard to squeeze, some of them are a little bit tricky, so I'm just going to break them up and put a little bit in each cell. So I just went to go fetch this little tool here that I use to poke the holes and stuff like that. It's just a little bit easier than my fingers. I was using my fingers, but I'm going to go over again and just give it another. It's just a little bit too high. And then I found 2 6-cell trays that I actually used for the bush beans that I transplanted. I actually made a short about the whole thing, so I'll have that linked in the description below if you'd like to go and check that video. It's like a minute long, so it'll be really great if you can go down and check it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to plant some cauliflower in here, and I'm still going to keep my row of 10 here. So I'm going to have 10 here and then another 12 there. Because I've got 2 of the 6-cell trays, so I'm going to fill that up and do the same thing as this with a little bit of fertilizer as well. Alright, so there we have our tray all prepped and ready for seeds. So I'm going to be planting some of the hojum onions. They are a very good onion for frying. So when you're starting any kind of a meal or any kind of a dish that requires a pan and a little bit of onion, these are the perfect onions. So I'm very excited to grow these. I'm going to be planting around maybe 3 per cell, because you can multi-sow certain onions. You can plant maybe 2 or 3, and then if you see that they're battling to actually grow nice and big in the seedling tray that I have here, you can always just thin them out and then the strongest one will grow. Or if they're doing really well, then when you transplant them in, you can just break it up and plant them individually, or you can just plant them straight in there and you'll have the onions growing all together in one section. It won't be too bad. You might have some that will be a little bit smaller than others, but it won't be too much of a problem. So I'm going to plant 2 to 3 in each cell, and I'm going to see how it goes from there. Now it is time to get another layer of some potting soil on top, and then just give it a nice firm down. Okay, so that is our onions all done, and now I'm going to put in the row of cauliflower. Now it's time to cover it up and give the whole tray some water. So after I watered this tray, I actually realized something, and I'm going to actually put some bricks underneath here just to help with drainage, because it's actually like flat on the ground. It doesn't have bumps like under these ones. You can see that there's like some ridges so that it's kind of off the ground already. But this one doesn't, it's like completely flat. So I'm going to put some bricks, maybe like 1, 2, 3, just to lift it up and help with a little bit of drainage. Now what I'm going to do is get the rest of this filled up with our cauliflower, and then give that a water, and then I'm going to move down and give the entire garden a good water. It is going to be a little bit of a warm day today, so I'm going to get the seedlings watered, all the beds down the bottom there, and I'm going to give a little bit of an update and an explanation on like how the plants are doing, while I give everything a good water. So we've got a hose pipe already there. First thing we have some bell peppers. These are some absolutely gorgeous looking bell peppers, and they are starting flowers. You can see just over there starting some flowers. So I've got 3 here. This whole bed was actually filled with bell peppers, but there was a massive heat wave and only 3 of them survived. We've got some beans coming this way, also producing some little beans on that side. A lot of them have got some flowers, and there's some more going on over here. I have a transplant video, I'll link that in the description as well. Coming over this side, we have some more bell peppers looking absolutely fantastic. Also got some nice flowers starting. There's some buds. All of them are absolutely covered with little buds, so hopefully within the next couple of weeks we can get some bell peppers. Then over here we have some cabbage. They're also doing really well, and these leaves that look all shriveled up and stuff like that, that's all totally fine, because this is the new growth that came. This is the growth that was on there when I transplanted it, so it's totally fine that these ones are going a little bit crunchy. This is what's important, and these are still totally fine. So I'm going to give all of this a water, and they'll be perfectly fine as well. Some nice basil, looking very good. I have a transplant video with this as well. I'll have that in the description. So with all of that said, it is now time to give this section a nice dose of water. Coming down to the bottom of the garden while the sprinkler system is going, I'll just quickly talk. Some nice sweet potato this side, absolutely massive. I'm having to take all of these runners and like put them back in, because else they're going to be growing out on the side. nice bell peppers. Also, some of them are starting flowers. I had some carrots, but I pulled them all out because they weren't performing well. I planted them too close to each other. Definitely need to try again on that one. Some Kennebec potatoes, also absolutely massive, doing really well. Hopefully I'll get some flowers from these guys soon, because once I see flowers I know that there are some potatoes that's going to be starting. And then I have some bell peppers here, these little ones over there, and then some more bell peppers this side. Also, all of them have got some nice flowers going. And then coming this side we have the dramatic broccoli. This broccoli is too used to being in shade and being kept like undercover and stuff like that, but now it's becoming autumn, so they don't really need anything. So what I'm going to do is just give them a good water and they will be perfectly fine. That's going to be the end of today's video. I'm still going to cut the grass, but that's going to be off camera. Everyone's seen me cut grass before. It's not going to be anything new, but I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on those post notifications so that you don't miss out on any cool videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.